Hey guys, sorry I look pretty haggard and rough today. It's because that's how I always look, and I can't really do anything about that except shower, and I'm just completely unwilling to do that because I'm so committed to saving Mother Nature, planet Earth, and the whales and all of it, um, because we need to conserve water, and because I really don't like the feeling of soap. But I do have a life update. I'm engaged now to a girl, human, and we do have a baby coming in March, which is pretty cool. That's about 2 months away. We're 30 weeks on last Thursday, so they say 10 more to go, I guess, or something like that, 39, 40, 38, like anything after 35, something about lungs being developed, that's a good thing when they have lungs and they can just like breathe without any machines or anything. So, um, yeah, as far as like, have I yet to come up with regrets about not being famous anymore and deleting my I got a booger, I think. Oh, it might be skin. I've been a little sick, a little under the weather. So I've been doing some wiping my nose a lot. But I do not have any regrets. Getting off, oh, my tummy just rumbled. Getting off the internet, well, at least Twitter anyways. Uh, and despite like giving up all them followers and stuff, like what, like 40,000 followers, like best thing I ever did. Best thing I ever did. I was no longer funny on the internet. The internet was getting nothing from me, and I was getting nothing from the internet except like low self-esteem, And then also like, and I say this like with all due respect to people trying to become like content creators, if you're living that life, you're faking a lot. Like you just are. You just are. You're not being yourself. Like it's like for me, like it was performance art. So, performance art is like naturally obviously not real. Um and it was fun. And then it became like an addiction. Like, oh, look at all this attention I got. I have to have more of it. And then it was like, oh, I'm not getting as much attention now. Something is wrong with me as a person, and also it's like you can't give your all to real life if you're giving too much of it to fake life, so like I think and this is not just my experience, this is I have seen it in a lot of people, like the content creator world, like there's a lot of sad people in it, a lot of people who are just not true to themselves, a lot of people who are it's not it's the problem isn't necessarily that they're trying to, I just spit a little bit. It's not just that they're trying to convince other people that there's something that they're not. There's a lot of people trying to convince themselves that there's something that they're not. That's a really sad thing to be, man. But so in summation, like I feel like I'm a human being again. I feel like I'd gotten away from being a human being. Um, I've got I got a house. I accomplished that goal while I was still on the internet. Um, and I'm gonna marry like the woman of my dreams, which is like, most people just marry a woman, you know, or a man, like depending on perspective, or there's all sorts of qualifiers there. I'm not gonna get into all that, but they marry somebody, and a lot of people don't get exactly the person who they want, and so like, but they probably all think, that's not fair. They probably all think that they're getting the one. Most people probably think they're getting the one that they really want, but this is like I'm positive, and then like having a baby, like that's pretty cool. We're gonna have a baby, and his name's gonna be Jack. I think that's a strong name. So, anyways, I do miss some of the fun interactions. I miss some of the people, but I'm happy. If I seem a little down today, I'm not. I'm just like recovering from being. I had a week out of work and I was sick, and then I broke a wisdom tooth, you know. They're like, hey, you should get that pulled like 5 years ago. And I'm like, ah, you know, and then I didn't. Now it's broken. And they're like, well, we got to pull it now. I'm like, fine, bro, you know. So now I got to do that on Thursday. And like, it's just, you know, kind of a, like, you know, I'm just a little bit out of it, a little tired, man. Um, but I do not miss being a global sensation superstar. What I do miss though is free stuff. You know, like I used to get free stuff. Now I don't. Like if I want to go to a UFC fight, I got to be all like, you know, no, it costs money. You know, if I want like Panda Express, I can't just walk in and be like, "Do you know who I am?" You know, I mean, I could, and it'd actually be the same reaction because they said no when I tried that in there. They never gave me no Panda Express for free. Really, the only thing that I got for free was like, you know, MMA related stuff, which was really cool, and karate stuff too, which was also really cool, and trips and stuff, which was really cool. And so there were a lot of really cool things. I just got a text on my work phone while I'm trying to do a video. So unprofessional.